Scanning, synchronizing, stabilizing. Engaged.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It is Wednesday and I'm running just a little bit late because I had a couple clients I had to see and some business I had to get done. But it's Brother's Keeper, and I enjoy this segment, learning to enjoy this segment. It was created, man, so I can have a few conversations with you guys that may or may not turn up in church or at home or amongst your friends or anything like that. So I'm here for a few minutes just to have a small discussion, just to kind of make you aware of a few things. This section and this segment is brought to you by Standard Mag, the voice of the culture and the oxygen to the entrepreneur. Also brought to you by KL3 & Co. Enterprises. The company helps businesses grow and grow securely. Definitely excited about that. Lit Chat. I want you guys to pay close attention. We had an airing earlier with Kevin Willion, one of the co-founders of the new social media. So listen, hook up there. When you create your profile, say, shout out to me, Gary. Thank you for the shout out. Listen, I really appreciate you guys being around and being available. Brother's Keeper, man, we're here to have a conversation real quick. One thing I've been really harping on the past couple of days, couple of weeks is life insurance. It's very important that you have that. I've ran into over the course of my lifetime and lifespan, a lot of people having circumstances happening in the home or, and positioning themselves to get things done, do not have coverage. I want you to kind of think about this real quick for a minute. Sometimes we are in circumstances that we don't want to think about, but things happen nonetheless. Think about right now. If you close your eyes real quick and just kind of ask yourself, if something happens to me and I don't pass away, how soon would it be before it became uncomfortable for me? How many checks can I live off of? Or will my retirement be damaged or be affected? How could I live? There are a couple of things that I want you to kind of take a look at. And there's some things that you need to know about with your life insurance. If you have a job and 9 to 5, listen, check on your insurances, see what type of insurances you have, see who is your provider, your source provider. I did last week a difference between group term life insurance and also having your own individual life insurance plan. I think it's very important for you to take a look at that, because if you're working at a job, say you no longer have it, that life insurance policy does not follow you. It does not go where you are. It does not cover you. When I say group term, if you're no longer in the group is not going to cover you. So you have to kind of take a look at that. And usually with group term life insurance, it does not have what we would call with my brokerage firm and also with my team, living benefits. So you don't have living benefits, so you can't access your policy in the event of something happening. Now, you may have short-term and long-term disability, which is great and fine. Keep those things. It's really good to have something. But I want you to know with short-term, long-term disability, short-term, long-term disability, that stuff is taxed too. So that's a quarter or, of your paycheck or half of your paycheck, gone. 40% of your paycheck may be gone. So I want you to understand that, you don't know what you don't know. We don't know what we don't know. So we cannot be, punished for that. But once you learn and once you know, then if you are caught with your, unguarded, then that's based on you if you know the information. So I'm here today, I have a question, and maybe some of you guys can answer this for me. Send me an inbox, let me know what you're thinking. Why are so many people Why so many people are afraid to talk about life insurance. I do have my notion on why, because a lot of times, because we don't know that, that trigger when you talk about life insurance, it may seem like it's the end all be all. Like we don't have, I can't have access to this, or unless I'm gone, or, I have to be passed away for this to trigger. And rightfully so, a lot of times that is the truth. But again, we don't know what we don't know. There are insurances and positions you can place yourself in having living benefits. If you're in the state of Georgia, if you're in the state of California, you're in the state of Texas, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, I can help you. I'm in a position to where that I am structuring my business to where that I can actually help individuals learn more about protecting their families and protecting your legacy. It's very important that you do so. I've ran into so many people, entertainers, musicians, pastors, elders, friends, people that I've ran into and had conversations with that don't have their lives protected. We can go out to our cars and we will not drive the car if we don't have any car insurance. Well, some of us, let me put it that way. Some of us won't. If you don't have car insurance on your car, it's not good for you to drive. A lot of times we do not leave the cell phone, Verizon or T-Mobile or Cricket or whatever, AT&T, whatever service provider you got, you get a new phone. We're not going to leave there. And 7 to 8 times out of 10, we're not going to leave that venue without having some sort of assurance coverage on that phone in the event of something happening to it crashing, or, it breaks or it cracks. So, but the most important element in our lives that actually secure these cell phones, that secure our homes, that we get these cars, we insure everything else around us but us, and that's the funny thing. So ask yourself, if why do I have insurance on my car? I guess the immediate punishment if we get pulled over, there's something that comes with that. If I don't have car insurance on my car and I get pulled over by the police, or I'm happen to be in an accident and I don't have anything, so the punishment is big. Okay, so if I don't have insurance on my apartment or my home and it burns down, then the punishment is I can't recoup that. So that immediate punishment, we could think about that. But if I get sick, if I come down, with cancer, or if I have a stroke, or if I have a heart attack, we're so used to realizing that, some life insurances can actually hedge against you losing what you already have. I would love, like I said, to have a conversation with you guys to know, for you to know exactly how this works. And so what I did, now I don't know if it works for your droids. So I have an iPhone and a droid, but this QR code here that I have here, it's worked for my Apple phone, but my Droid phone is not picking it up. But if you have an Apple phone, and maybe it works for some Droids, maybe it's just my phone. This QR code here at the top right, if you're facing your computer, top right, you can actually use that. Take your camera out. Put it against the QR code. There's a test that's created. How much do you know about your life insurance? You take the test. And then once you take the test, book an appointment with me, have a conversation with me, and we could talk, and we could see how we can actually protect you, in the event of something happens. You don't have to be passed away in order to take advantage of certain things. So like I said, you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Now, I am in a position, I want to talk to you about critical injury and critical illnesses. Now, if you have living benefit life insurances, that's very legit. These are some of the things that it will cover. So some of the things and some of the products that I can actually introduce you to, that I want you to talk. You got to know that critical injury, critical illness. Some of the critical illnesses could be, first of all, you got cystic fibrosis, heart attack, cancer, stroke, and these can also be considered chronic illness too. Heart attack, cancer, stroke, blindness. You got the Lou Gehrig's disease and a few other things. And there were also, like I said, stroke, like a motor neuron disease as well, a major heart transplant, sudden cardiac arrest, So I want you guys to understand and know these are certain things that qualify for a critical illness, critical injury, coma, paralysis, severe burns, and also a traumatic brain injury. A lot of times, so I want you to know, with those of you that do have life insurance right now, contact your life insurance company to see exactly what you have. A lot of us don't know what we have. A lot of us don't know what we have. We'll get the policy, put it away. You don't know what it protects. You don't know what would happen. You know, you don't know if you come down with something like this, can I have access to my policy in the event of, I don't pass away? If I was in church, I'd tell you, turn to your neighbor and ask, do I have living benefits? Now, I want you to know, also, I want you to know what a chronic illness is. A chronic illness that is a situation to where if a person cannot do 2 out of its 6 daily routines during the daily situation, you know what you do throughout the day. But let me remind you, bathing, dressing yourself, toileting, transferring from one room to the next, being able to walk from your bedroom to the bathroom or from the bathroom to your living room. That's transferring your countenance. If you can hold your daily fluids or functions, that's your countenance. I want you to understand that. And also eating. Chronic illnesses affect those type of things. And if a doctor certifies you for those type of situations, you can't do 2 out of the 6 things of your daily lifestyle, you can have access to your policy in order to make sure that your retirement is not affected or your paycheck is not affected. So just understand that you do have help out here. Ask yourself, though, just really start asking yourself, why are we so afraid to have this conversation? And, I definitely understand, but my statistics, I usually read 1 out of 3 men will come down with some sort of cancer in his lifetime, 1 out of 3 women. So if you're in a room full of people right now, look at every third person may come down with some sort of cancer. But if something like that happens to you, are you prepared? Are you prepared? If a person has to go to chemo, it's kind of hard to do that and go to work. If someone is stricken with a heart attack or cardiac arrest, it's kind of hard to have doctor treatment and go to work, and then at the end of the day, if you do get the long-term disability, you only get 50 to 60% of your check, and then that's still tax. So how are you preparing yourself in the event something happens? So it's not a bad situation to talk about life insurance, because I think it's strength. I think that takes strength. I think that takes courage. I think that's a very noble person that positions him or herself to be in the best place possible in the event something happens. The difference between you and the person that it happened to, the thing is, it just happened to that person. Wellness and sickness and health, it has no respect of person. So it's just how you position yourself and put your business and your household in order. So here on Brother's Keeper, listen, I want you to know that I'm here to talk with you, to let you know, not afraid of having the conversations with you. It's time now to get our affairs in order. We're CEOs, we're business owners, we are men and women of our homes, men and women of God, but are we properly taking care of who we are, what we're supposed to do? Charity begins at home, then it spreads abroad. Check for yourself at the house. Is it in order? Or have your business in order? Do you have your funds in order? You're working on your retirement plan. Listen, these are the type of conversations that we should be having. I'm going to be having some guests on here soon. I'm working that out right now to start sharing this information, sharing this knowledge, and knowing the importance of investing. Understand what's going on, the transition or the money transfer that's happening right in front of your face. And maybe at one point in time soon, we may go to a cashless society. And then for those of us who depend on the cash, who depends on the debit cards, how are we going to function if they take that all away? Do you understand how that's going to work, how that's going to work in your life, how that's going to look in your life? Listen, I definitely am looking at different factors and different ways of really protecting not just myself, but those who comes under the voice of my influence. I want you to know that I love and care for people, And I'm out here having this conversation because I care for you. I care for your mindset. I care for what it is that you may be going through, and I want you to know that you have a purpose. But in your purpose of living, you got to now position yourself to make sure that your household and you are taken care of. Don't hold your cell phone or your car in more regard than your life, because if you're not here, the cell phone will not be used. It won't be used by you. But if you're not here, your car won't be driven, so position yourself to be in the most righteous place to curtail or to properly curate your life and write the best story of your life. So listen, it's been a pleasure. I mean, listen, check out this QR code. Use your camera and take the test. Use the QR code, put your camera on the QR code, take the test, see how much you know about your life insurance. I really appreciate the time, and it's been a pleasure. I am back. I got my system back, so I am so happy about that. Very much enthused about that. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate your time. If you are in California, if you're in Texas, if you're in Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, New York, and Ohio, I am here to help you. We're here to help you. We have a new financial service that can actually be your hedge of protection from the probabilities of life. I really appreciate it. You guys be safe and be blessed. Give me a call, 470-738-7667. 470-738-7667. It is always a pleasure of hanging out with you guys. I want y'all to be blessed. Take the test. You'll know where you are. All right.